breaking news. The New York Knicks have just traded for Karl-Anthony Towns, for Julius Randle and Donte DiVincenzo in a first-round draft pick. I think this is a good move for the Knicks. I don't think it moves the needles as people think. Think Karl-Anthony Towns is a great offensive specimen, but I do think that he lacks on the defensive side. And when you think about what they're gonna go against up in the East, you got Joel Embiid, you got the Greek Freak. I do worry about those matchups because they're just going to exploit him on the defensive side. But I do think that, he offers some spacing when you think about, on the offensive side. We got Anobi, you got Brunson, you got Bridges. I think, offensively it makes sense. Maybe with, Nate Robinson can kind of make up for, the lack of presence on the defensive side for Karl-Anthony Towns. But I think it's a good pickup. Sad to see Julius Randle leave. I think he's been an amazing player, a glue guy, for us, man. I really he had that dog, that alpha. But I think the writing was on the wall once they traded for Bridges. You got Anobi that kind of plays the same position as Randle. He's you could put him at the 3, you could put him at the 4. I think he was an odd man out. You still got Josh Hart. But I think the shocker wasn't really Julius Randle, it was Donte DiVincenzo. I think he came up big in the playoffs. I think he really established himself in the league, and I that was the piece I would have been kind of, I would have probably gave up Hart over Donte DiVincenzo. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. But I think he, the way he can shoot the ball, shoot the threes, and, he really stepped up big for us. I think that is more of a loss than losing Randle. So that is the major news coming out of the NBA world, that Julius Randle will be Timberwolves. And looking at it from the Timberwolves perspective, I think they add what they needed. I think, Timberwolves, they had 2 of the same players, but now, they have Julius Randle that can give them that dog, that edge that they need, hopefully to get out of the West. But I think they still have a clog in the middle when you have Rudy Gobert, and now you got Julius Randle in the middle, hogging the space. When you have, a talent like Ant that likes to attack the rim. So it's really interesting to see what they do in that instance with Julius Randle, because, he likes to play his back against the basket, and when you have somebody like Ant that likes to have the lanes open up, it's interesting to see how they put that together. But I think both teams upgraded a little bit, but I don't think that put them over the top, they're going to win the championship. I don't see that. I think that, the Knicks were going to be good. They elevated. I could definitely see them being in the top 2 seed. I still think Boston, is number 1, and then follows the Knicks, and then I see, the 76ers. But, I think that this is a good trade, for the Knicks, especially, we had a need for a center, and to get Karl-Anthony Towns, I think it was a huge pickup. I think the Knicks are setting themselves up for something special. I think that this is big time, and I think that the Knicks, I could really see them in a conference final or the finals, man. It's looking like that. If we can have health on our side, I think the Knicks are building something special, and it's kind of looking like a dynasty. I really like the players that they have. With OG, you have Brunson. You have some key pieces, and they're pretty much young, they're either in their prime or they're just starting it. So, it's good days, yeah, man, I just wanted to break the news, man, that Julius Randle is going to the Timberwolves. Karl-Anthony Towns is a Knicks. Major pickup. Can't wait to see what other moves that other team has made now, to see if they're going to counter. I want to see what the Bucks are doing, because, when you look at what the 76ers have done in this offseason, you look at, Boston is stacked. You look at the Knicks are just at that next threshold, You know, I think the Bucks are the next team that they need to, I don't think Dame or Giannis can do about themselves. Like, they need to figure out what they're going to do, or they're going to be, the odd man out. It's going to be the New York, it's going to be Boston, it's going to be the Knicks, 76ers, and then the Bucks. And I just don't think that's going to keep Giannis in Milwaukee. I just think it's really interesting to see what other moves are out there. All right, guys, if you like this video, please like and subscribe.